Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I haven't filmed like a sit down video since like last year. So yesterday I was thinking like I really want to do a mukbang and talk to you guys, especially because I have like so many new subscribers. I haven't actually like had an intimate conversation with you guys. Don't know me. You guys literally don't know me, but this is my food. I have a beef burger, a cheese beef burger and fries. The fries are like 2.
He needs some milk.
Right now I'm in my summer hut in Accra, Ghana. For those who don't know, I moved to my home country, Ghana, nearly a year ago, which is crazy. Which is so crazy. I just think it's mad that firstly that I get to experience this, and secondly that I just moved to my home country. Do you know what I mean? For the first time ever. It's such a big thing to do. My second time moving in 2 years. If you watch back my videos, you'll see that I was in LA in 2019 to 2020. This burger looks nice. I'm gonna try it. The top is burnt, but I'm actually gonna do a whole like Q&A video already on moving to Ghana, so I won't go too much in depth on it in this video. For those of you who are actually new here, I am a filmmaker, independent filmmaker and writer, upcoming, whatever you want to call it, and that's what I do. Can't lie, the food is hitting. Like, this burger is really nice. Like, what do I want to talk about with you guys? Let's talk about how black women, or women in general, are becoming masculinized. Is that how you say it? Are becoming more masculine. I was definitely a victim to that. Obviously for me, I'm still unlearning things and like trying to be comfortable in my own skin as a woman and allow myself to be. And yeah, it's a journey. Women are becoming masculine because there's a lot of different factors. Society, we're becoming more independent. Trauma, a lot of things have happened, so it's just like women are kind of tired and are kind of just like, I don't need a man for nothing, and I can do everything a man can do. And I think the fact that we can create life within us, like we literally like grow life, is the most amazing thing that anyone could ever experience. And I'm really excited to experience creating life. Like, I'm saying in no rush to create no life. I'm definitely in no rush to do that, but I'm gonna be excited for that journey to go on, to just be a mother. I feel like it just destroys us, like becoming more masculine and seeing womanhood as aspects of womanhood or aspects of femininity as a taboo or less than. A lot of things impact it. Being born and raised in the hood, in a rough area where you're going through rough experiences, that's going to make you rougher. Do you know what I mean? It's going to make you more masculine in general. Like, so like things like allowing a man to pursue you, or you know, allowing a man to do things for you in general, and not feeling like you have to do everything. And especially because just the independent woman in general, the independent woman can be toxic. You're just allowing people, just being. I feel like femininity is all about being. Do you know what I mean? Just being. And masculine is more about doing. So when you allow yourself to rest in your womanhood and your femininity, like, that's what I just had to learn to do. Like, just allow things to be. Like, just sit down and just chill and just allow someone to woo you, allow someone to say whatever. Just you ain't got to say too much, you ain't got to do too much. You just gotta be a woman, and that's the beauty of being a woman. I ain't got to do nothing. Obviously in the grand scheme of things I do, because I still have to have a balance of masculine and feminine energy. So I can't just be, and that's just a waste of a person. Do you know what I mean? I can't just be there and that's uselessness. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, it's been beautiful learning about being a woman, and learning about being a woman, like becoming more feminine, and learning about femininity, and learning about masculinity, and learning about the balance that I need to have as a human being, learning about sexuality, about sex, because I feel like as being religious or whatever, okay, this is another thing we can go into. I'm gonna say it, but yeah, like let's talk about sex. Sex is a big taboo within the black community, within in general in life. Like, it's a big taboo. Obviously, I feel like it's just a generational thing, but they passed that down to us. We weren't really taught about sex, and things were more conservative back then as well, so that's what they passed on to us. But I feel like it's really important, especially in reclaiming your femininity and just becoming in general, and becoming healing in general. That's an aspect of yourself you really need to reclaim for yourself and learn for yourself, especially because we're sexual beings, you know what I mean? Like, and to have one side of you suppressed and made a taboo and tormented or just whatever, abused, taken away from you, like all these things, is going to affect you in life and affect your relationships, and especially and affect your marriages as well, because, you know, for me, marriage is the goal anyway. So yeah, I feel like religion plays a big part in a lot of people's problems when it comes to sex in relationships and marriages and whatever, because you're taught to have shame when it comes to sex, and you're gonna carry that shame into your marriage, and you're gonna be, you know, you're gonna feel shame to have sex with your man. Like, that's a bit, and that's mad. That's just something you just don't want to have. You want to be able to be free and, you know, express yourself freely in your sexuality. And yeah, I don't know how it is for men, and like how religion impacts their view of sex and how they feel about sex, because society treats sex differently with men. Like, men can be free, sexually free in society, whereas women can't. So yeah, it's just about also reclaiming your sexuality in terms of, like, you know, sex, and like finding out what it means to you, like what it actually means to you as a person, and just as an individual, regardless of if you're religious or not. And because religion doesn't teach you about sex. Like, for me, someone that's like grew up a Christian, obviously I'm gonna get my knowledge about sex from the Bible, but not even that. I feel like society perverts sex so much, so as human beings we just don't actually know what sex really is. Like, because for me, I see sex as a very divine thing. It's from God, it's what is used to create life. So there's obviously a lot of things that goes into it in terms of like what it's used for and why we have it and all these things, like, and that's just not, we're just not taught about that at all. When all religion tells you is don't have sex before marriage. What does that do? Well, what does that do for you? What does that do to you? A lot of people rebel against that. A lot of people don't. A lot of people see the worth in that. A lot of people don't. We're just not taught about why we should wait and why we shouldn't, and the effects of it, and how spiritual it really is, and what it can do to you, and what you can use it for. Like, there's so much you can use sex for, like in your sacred union. Like, there's so much, and there's just so much about sex. And for me personally, I had to go on that quest for myself, like understanding it and trying to seek answers on what it is from God. I had to seek out and ask God, like, God to show me, go on a specific journey about sex, and like, because I really want to understand it and know it and learn it. And that's obviously, that journey's going to go on till the day I die, because, you know, yeah. And yeah, I just feel like we're really robbed of like what sex is really used for and what it's for, and how great it is, how great it can be in terms of like our lives in general, like spiritually, physically, mentally, everything. And yeah, like sexuality is a big part of us, so it's definitely something worth like looking into, like trying to understand from a spiritual, not from whatever perspective you want to look at it from, like you want to start looking at it from. Because for me, it was from a spiritual perspective. But yeah, man, since we're on the topic of like, you know, masculinity, femininity, the only thing I want to talk about is this whole submission thing. Like, the whole debate on like who should submit, who shouldn't submit, what submission is. I personally don't like the word submission, because I just feel like it's just been so manipulated against the women and against men, because men are saying women just submit to me, and they don't really, no one really understands what submission is, especially because if you're looking at it from a biblical standpoint, it says women submit, and it talks about men and women both submitting, but because the word is only used to submit towards women, and when it talks about men loving your wives as Christ loved the church, that's submission. Also, because the word is not explicitly used in that verse, it's like people just say women submit. But what actually is it? Like, what is the actual, how is it supposed to be in relationships? Like, how is it actually supposed to be? Do you know what I mean? Like, and I don't really know, but I feel like I know now, because I watched the podcast yesterday and I feel like it kind of enlightened me, or kind of put things into perspective, or kind of like brought my thoughts to clarity. Like, kind of what I feel like now is like, I feel like in general, I feel like submission is a natural thing, right? For both men and women in relationships. I feel like I submit to you, submit to me, like naturally, it's not something I have to think about. Do you know what I mean? I'm going to naturally respect you. I'm going to naturally want to listen to you. I'm going to naturally take on what you say. I'm going to naturally feel like what you say is worth listening to. That's why it's important to be with a good man and a good woman, because I'm not going to lie, who's listening to I ain't listening to you if you are some, do you know what I mean? Like, you have to be worth listening to. You have to be a good man and good woman. So, yeah, I feel like they both naturally submit. Do you know what I mean? Like, naturally, like, if I love you, I'm gonna naturally think you're worthy. Do you know what I mean? But I feel like there's just too much conversation about it, and it just makes it like makes it complicated than it actually is supposed to be. For me, I just feel like you both submit to God, and that's just it, really. Like, that's generally what it is. I feel like you're both two individuals. And I'm seeing this from a sacred perspective, in terms of like a sacred union where, you know, God has put you guys together. You guys want a sacred union with the foundation based on God, and, you know, your focus on your purpose and like all these things. You believe that God has brought you guys for a higher purpose. I'm talking about a sacred relationship. I ain't talking about none of that bullshit out there in the world. Do you know what I mean? But yeah. So I just feel like, when two individuals are coming together, they're by themselves, they're individuals, they're both, you know, on their path, have chosen God on their paths. They're both working towards their purpose. They know they have a higher purpose that they're working towards, and they come together and continue working on that, and they help each other fulfill that. And come together, you guys, your relationship also has a bigger purpose too. But yeah, I feel like when two individuals are on their individual journeys, trying to fulfill their purpose, they come together and they pour into each other to continue that purpose. And as a woman, I'm gonna have divine messages from God that I bring to my partner, that he is either gonna receive if he's in tune, or he's not gonna receive if he's not in tune to the spirit. And vice versa, my partner is going to have divine messages from God that he's gonna bring to us, and I'm either going to receive that if I'm in tune, or I'm not going to receive it if I'm in tune. Do you know what I mean? I feel like it's about God. You guys submitting to God. It's not about, okay, because I'm a man, you have to listen to me. I'm going to show you where to go. And it's not about that. It's about you guys working together, being a partnership, because it's very traditional, like the man being the head and whatever. It's like, it's not even about that. Like, tradition is not always, doesn't mean that's the way it was supposed to be. We live in a patriarchal society, so do you know what I mean? People are going to naturally see the man as the head and the woman as less than, when really and truly the woman can be the head in situations. Do you know what I mean? Like, women are the heads, men are the heads, we're both the heads. Do you know what I mean? We're both doing it, we're both on our divine journeys, we're both, you know, strong, powerful, independent people coming together for like a stronger, like something that's more than you can even think. But yeah, that's kind of what my perspective on the whole submission thing. Gender roles in general, like, I don't know, I'm just trying to figure it out in general. Like, I've been trying to like think about it, like, because obviously society tells you that a man has this role, a woman has this role, but it's like, I don't know if they're actually real, like, because as I mentioned before, like, society can tell you a woman's supposed to cook and clean, but a man's also supposed to cook and clean too. As a human being, why should you not know how to cook? Why should you not know how to clean? If you want to travel and the world by yourself as a man, like, you're telling me you're not going to cook and clean until a woman comes to your life, like, no, do you know what I mean? So, and things like protection, obviously we see, and me also, like, I want to be protected by my man. I want to feel protected by my man. Like, as a woman, I feel like we see the man as a man, someone that covers us, and like, you know, they're bigger than us and they're stronger than us. That's something that you crave from your partner, to mean protection and all these things. But women also protect women. We do protect women, but women also protect men too. And you hear in society a lot talking about protect our men, protect our women. So women also play a key part in protection also. Like, we're very intuitive. So our intuition saves our men. Do you know what I mean? Like, also like a man should definitely be nurturing. Like, I'm sorry, I don't want a man that doesn't nurture my children. Like, how can you not nurture our kids? I want a man that nurtures me too. Do you know what I mean? Like, you want a loving person that's affectionate and, you know, all those things. I feel like when you're, obviously, I feel like it's important to like ask yourself these questions and like go through these like just perspectives and whatever, especially if you want a relationship, because you need to know how to navigate yourself in that relationship, and you need to know where you stand in that relationship. You need to know how to be and your vision for that relationship and everything, and just as a human in general, do you know what I mean? Like, so you're not ignorant about, you just need to know yourself. Like, you need to know yourself, and I feel like it's important to know, for me anyways, like, and I feel like in general, like men and women, I feel like it's important for us to know each other. And that even comes back to my whole point about sex as well. Like, people don't know how to have sex. Like, people aren't learning each other's bodies. People aren't, like, sex is just so backwards. So please go on that journey to figure out what sex means to you and actually have a fulfilling sex life. Do you know what I mean? Because I'm not gonna lie, you trying to have a non-fulfilling sex life, like, no one's trying to have that. Like, I'm really, personally, for me, in my household, yeah, it is what it is. But yeah, Ghana's been great to me. I'm reclaiming my spirituality too. So there's a lot of reclaiming, there's a lot of deconstructing, there's a lot of understanding, and there's a lot of clarity that needs to happen in life to become. Right now, to close this video, right now, like currently, right now, like this season of my life, I'm just really trying to heal my inner child, because I'm leaving Ghana soon. So I really want to take advantage of the motherland, of the spirit in motherland, and not let it pass me by. Like, comment and subscribe, guys. Thank you for watching. My food was nice. I hope you really enjoyed it. I enjoyed talking to you guys.